Forging a sword is no easy task. You have to bang metal with a hammer and then put it in an oven. A sword oven, I hear they're called. Anyway, it's probably still easier than putting together fake Lego sets. Okay, all kidding aside, there is a reason that you use metal in making swords. It's because Lego bricks are expensive. Okay, sorry. It's because swinging around a 2-foot brick-built sword is a bad idea. Lego knows that, and that is why, to my knowledge, there are no original Lego brick-built swords. Now, alt brick makers don't have this problem. They will gladly sell you something that clearly defies gravity that is being held together only by thoughts and prayers. I found these brick-built lightsabers online. Oh, sorry, no Anakin lightsaber. They look amazing, but the reviews are not good, so I skipped it in favor of an anime sword. I've always been fond of Zoro's sword from One Piece, so I ordered this Enma set. But despite going with the anime sword, I still really wanted a lightsaber. And then this arrived, an early May 4th present. This is Luke's lightsaber from sabercustom.com. More on them later in the video. First, let's build this set. This came from a local shopping app, but it was shipped from overseas. It was sent to me in a nondescript plastic bag, and inside were the bag parts and a printed manual as well as a generic part separator. The bags were numbered, but like it was number 1 for the whole sword, so yeah. Oh, they also gave us stickers, but I didn't think they looked good enough, so I didn't put them on. It took roughly an hour and a half to build, and you would expect the experience to be repetitive, but it was better than I expected. They have you build it in segments and it slowly comes together. Make sure to clear your desk for this build because it gets unwieldy very quickly. After the main sword build, you are then tasked with completing this side build. A nice little sword display stand in black. They give you a sticker to put here on the front, but again, I didn't like it so I did not put it on. If you want, you can print anything on sticker paper and apply that instead. And here is the sword all built. It's actually quite significant, especially here on my desk. I can't fit it all in one frame. It's about a meter long according to the measure app on my phone. I can't seem to find my tape measure to confirm, but about a meter long feels accurate. Side note, don't actually use your feelings to measure things, especially for load-bearing applications. What was pleasantly surprising was despite the build being heavy, it actually holds together quite well. I half expected it to just fall apart when I touched it, but no, you can even swing this thing around. The intricate details are achieved with 1x1 round tiles which are repetitive to apply, but you can't argue with the final look. The shade of purple was perfect for this, and the shiny gold pieces were a great complement. This blade guard here is well put together and it's very stable despite looking a little fragile. The handle is easy to hold and it's firm and stable enough that you can confidently pick this thing up with no worries. I don't recommend lifting it like this for long because this part is actually much heavier than the blade. This purple part here is of course only the scabbard. Let's pull out the real sword. The inside blade is shorter and smaller than the scabbard. It's a nice and smooth fit. It would be a real nightmare if they snagged on something inside and broke apart. The blade is made of what I assume to be luminous pieces. I tested a part of it with this UV flashlight and that seems to be the case. Let me leave this in direct sunlight for a while to see if it would charge. I'm recording this voiceover before I test out the glow-in-the-dark brick, so I don't know if it will work yet. So here are 2 reactions. Wow, that looks so bright! And it's a little underwhelming. I will let the editor choose which reaction to put in. As I said earlier, swinging this around shouldn't be a problem. But with that said, I discourage being overzealous with all the play fighting. I briefly considered breaking this on camera as part of a skit, you know, like more popular YouTubers do. But I realized I didn't have time to rebuild this thing and still make this video on time. So here is my simulated reaction to that happening instead. And before I get to the scores, I have to show you what the good folks at Saber Custom sent me. Okay, first of all, I know I'm not a lightsaber channel, but this is super cool, so I told him I would feature it in a video. My idea was building a brick-built lightsaber and having it go head-to-head with this real lightsaber. That idea did not pan out because I couldn't buy the MK sabers anywhere. And yeah, they weren't particularly well reviewed, so I can't say I tried too hard to track down and buy one. So I got the Enma instead. The lightsaber is a lot heavier than this brick-built anime sword because it's metal, and it's also a lot longer. It also has electronics inside so it can light up. This one can only light up with the power of the sun. Boring! I tried learning the Obi Annie spin this past few days, but I didn't really have the time or space to perfect the movements. I was happy to make the saber noises with my mouth though, but thankfully it did come with some sound effects baked in. They have other sabers on their website, so be sure to check them out in the links below. I personally would love to swing around the 2-sided blade Darth Maul style, but I can't swing that around in the studio. I might hit the low-hanging light bulbs. Thank you sabercustom for sending me this lightsaber. If you want one for yourself, then be sure to check the description below. Now let's go back to the brick built sword review. Accessibility. As I mentioned before, it was a surprisingly easy build and indeed quite accessible. The manual was easy to read and they even gave us an orange part separator. Though the build did get a little unwieldy near the end, but that is not a fault of the build design, it's just a larger build is all. Accessibility score of 4 out of 5 stars. Quality. Here are pictures of the finished set and the sword from the anime. I feel like it's a really good translation. It's only missing the red rope around the hilt, but that can be fixed by adding some real red cord you can buy online. Drawing the sword from its sheath is super smooth, the tolerances here are just right. Again, I don't recommend swinging the sword around, but posing with it seems to pose no problems. The luminescent pieces are beautiful, the sword is excellent up close and from afar. The stickers are not particularly high quality, but if you prefer to put them on your set, then more power to you. I don't know what else I would want for a brick-built Enma, but maybe the addition of a red rope would have been cool. Oh, I also love that they gave us this black stand that can carry the whole weight of the sword and display it gorgeously. Quality score of 4 out of 5 stars. Value. I bought this for a little more than $20 and with 900 plus parts with luminous pieces, I think that's a really good deal. I haven't seen this exact sword for sale on the usual sites, but I did manage to find other anime swords on our friend Barwier's website. They actually go for less than $20, which is amazing. I don't know what brand this one is exactly, but it seems to look similar to other swords from the DK brand. Now I'm asking myself if I would buy more swords of this scale and price. Yes, in fact, if this video does well, I might just fill my background with nice anime swords. Value score of 5 out of 5 stars. How about you? Which LEGO compatible sword would you love to build? Maybe something from Demon Slayer? And this master sword looks cool too. Personally, I would love to buy a mock of the Toyako from the anime Gintama. I know it's basically a wooden sword, but I think it looks cool. A quick shout out to our very first channel member, Theo. It has been quite a struggle to continue producing this channel, but small milestones like this remind me that people still value our content. I'm a father to a small child and it has been quite the juggling act to work, to put food on the table and still produce quality YouTube content. If you are able, please support the channel by becoming a member like Theo and have early access to our weekly videos and be featured in our end credits. I love this lightsaber. I think I'm gonna display it somewhere in the studio. I was legitimately happy to receive this like any other kid who grew up watching Star Wars. I would have never bought this for myself, so yeah, this is fun. And if you like this video, then make sure you are subscribed because we will build more Star Wars related figures very soon. In the meantime, why don't you check out this recommended video on your screen right now.